On this snowy Sunday, the Augustana Vikings offered a triple header of sorts, with both basketball teams playing at the Sioux Falls Arena and the wrestling team hitting the mat at the Elman Center. We start in the arena. The Augie men's basketball team tied for the NSIC Southern Division lead as they host Mankato. The Red Panda there from San Francisco for halftime entertainment. Trevor Hansen, the Sioux Valley alum, trying to provide some entertainment of his own on the court. Rebound and putback. Augustana, though, in a little bit of trouble. Another post player, Michael Schaefer. He was a beast. This is 2 of his game-high 27. Vikes got out to an early 6-point lead, but Tom Billiter's team got outscored 16-4 during the first half. Jamal Nixon inside, and Mankato has a 30-23 lead at the break. Vikings once again start the second half strong. It's A.J. Plitzowite pulling up for 2. He had 12 points. Vikings got within 1. They got no closer. Mankato gets the win, 79-73. The Viking women looking to bounce back from yesterday's loss to Concordia St. Paul. Pick it up in the first quarter. It's Hannah Matoxen with a spin and fadeaway. She had a career-high 16 points, but Augie fell behind by 9 early on, much to their little fans' dismay. However, things start looking up late in the period. Cameron Hay with a jumper to get the Vikings to within 21-15 after 1. In the second quarter, another one of the newcomers who's come on pretty nicely in the last couple of weeks, Vishay Rab, baseline hoop in the harm. She also had 16. Vikings trailed by 3 at the half, and Dave Krauth's team would be able to complete the comeback. Janelle Schiffler putting on some nice moves. Vikings get the victory, 68-66. A couple blocks away at the Elman Center, Augie hosting 19th-ranked Upper Iowa, 133 pounds. Augie's Braden Curry with the reversal against 7th-ranked Justin Foley. That'd be the difference in a 10-8 victory. 141 pounds now. Vikings Keaton Score down a point late in the third to Wilson Metalius until Score gets the takedown and goes up 3-2. He's just 15 seconds from victory when Metalius gets the reversal on a near fall to win 8-3. Heartbreaking result, but a much better one at 149 pounds for Augustana's Tyler Wegener. He leaves no doubt taking down Ryan Steffen, part of a 14-5 major decision victory. Vikes lead the duel at this point 7-6. And another great match at 157. Augie's Colin Ayers with the takedown of Max Spots. That's the difference in a 6-4 victory, and the Vikings needed all those points as they pull the upset of number 19 Upper Iowa, 16-15. The road to Sioux Falls in the Summit League tournament is getting shorter, and at the midway point of the conference schedule, teams at SDSU and USD are sitting pretty. The Jackrabbit men took over sole possession of first place in the Summit yesterday, getting 33 points from Mike Dahm to lead the way to an 83-73 win over second place Omaha. Trailing by 7 early, these back-to-back dunks that you're seeing from Dahm helped ignite the crowd of more than 3,800 and also ignite a Jackrabbit victory.
Tremendous job by our crowd. I think, those guys really are something special this year. I believe more than almost any other year. It seems like that gym's packed every night now, and it's huge for them to be able to get us going. And when we're all just on the court going like this and it gets loud in there, I think that really brings us a ton of energy.
And I thought that those 2 plays, you get dunks and off great passes and unselfish play, and that rallies the crowd. Those baskets are worth a lot more than 2 points on the scoreboard because they just give you so much energy and bring that energy into the gym.
On the women's side, it's still a dead heat for first place. The Jackrabbit women also faced Omaha yesterday, though they only led by 6 at half. SDSU shook off the slow start and rolled in the second half, outscoring the Mavs 46-18 on their way to an 81-47 win, continuing a trend of strong third quarter and second half performances.
One of the things that we really emphasize at halftime, if we're kind of in that in-between, the first half is just how much we need to come out with that fire in the third quarter. So halftime is just a good time for us to regroup, kind of settle down a little bit, get our heads in the right spot, and come on and back out.
I think experience helps a lot. Like, we'll come into a locker room and you've got a lot of players that played a lot of games here all sitting there kind of talking about what they see, what do they want to try and adjust a little bit, what do we want to do differently. And experience really, I think, is a big part of that.
In Vermilion, there were no problems starting or finishing for the USD women as they blasted Western Illinois 92-49 to pick up their 6th straight win. 5 Coyotes were in double figures, led by Hannah Shervin's 22-point and 13-rebound performance. It's the 3rd time the New Mexico transfer has scored 20 or more during the win streak.
When your team is shooting such a high percentage on the 3-point, they have to defend them, and it leaves me to go one-on-one a lot, which is nice.
The biggest thing for us during that stretch has kind of been a find-a-way mentality, and it's been different in a number of the games. in the last 2 games, we've really done a nice job on the defensive end, and when you do that, sometimes the offense seems to come along with it. In other games, we've been really good on the offensive end, but we weren't quite there defensively. So I think it's more of just finding a way, whatever that is.
Well, the game's getting a lot fewer on the schedule now as the Summit League tournament only about a month away. Taking a look at the women's standings, as I said, State and U are all tied up atop at 7-1. USD heads to Fort Wayne this week, while the Jackrabbits are heading to Denver and Oral Roberts. On the men's side, Jackrabbits all alone in first place. Really a big separation from the first 3 and then the rest of the league. The Coyotes lost yesterday to Western Illinois 65-59, so they are tied for 6th. The Jackrabbits head to Oral Roberts in Denver. The Yotes to Fort Wayne. NBA tonight, Timberwolves hosting Utah in those ugly uniforms 2 days after losing to them in Salt Lake. First quarter, that ain't ugly. Karl Anthony Towns with the finish over Rudy Gobert. He had 22 points. Wolves trailed by 3 at the half, though. Third quarter off a loose ball. Here's a did you know. Did you know Luol Deng still plays in the NBA? And he plays for the Wolves. He hits a 3 right there. He had 15 off the bench. Minnesota on top. Fourth quarter, they're trailing, although it wasn't Andrew Wiggins' fault. He did everything he could to change that. He had 35 points, a game high. What he didn't have was the victory. Donovan Mitchell hooping the harm. He had 29, and the Wolves fall 125-111. And finally tonight, some football, sorta, at the Pro Bowl. Kansas City's Patrick Mahomes playing in his first Pro Bowl, 18 yards to Eric Ebron for the touchdown. He did a lot of that this year, and the AFC has the lead a little bit later. Mahomes' KC teammate, Anthony Sherman, the Shermanator, the fullback. He doesn't do this a whole lot. He gets a 1-yard touchdown run. And the AFC goes on to get the victory by a final of 26-7. Mahomes, likely the NFL MVP. He's also the Pro Bowl MVP. Would have been nice to find out if he could have been the Super Bowl MVP. But I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. We'll be back in one moment.